Welcome back, everyone, to the Mario Kart World Vehicle Tournament here. Today we are doing... Uh, okay, I wanted to make sure my game audio was picking up here. But today we're doing rounds 27 and 28 of the tournament. For round 27 here, we got the Baby Blooper versus the Pipe Frame. We got Mariachi Waluigi, one of the best costumes in this game, may I add, as our driver here. And looking at the details here, it's actually pretty balanced on the Baby Blooper side. Actually, they're both pretty balanced, to say the least. So yeah, this really could go either way. So yeah, I really like using the Pipe Frame in 8 Deluxe. But the Baby Blooper is considered to be the meta vehicle for this game. So we'll see if the Baby Blooper can live up to that title. Otherwise, we're going to be having a new meta vehicle in this game. Just saying. Anyways, though, for the GP here, we got Wario Shipyard, DK Pass, Dandelion Depths, and Rainbow Road. Alright, starting things off on Wario Shipyard. So, let me ask you guys something. I'm sure no one's going to really comment on this video. I'd be surprised, because I never get comments on my videos. I really wish I did, because I really like interacting and engaging with you guys, but, you know, not everyone watches these videos, not everyone likes these videos, so yeah. I don't expect a whole lot of comments, but yeah. Which version of Wario Shipyard do you guys prefer? Do you guys prefer the Mario Kart World version or the Mario Kart 7 version? Now, to be honest, I've never really played much of Mario Kart 7. Granted, I have played the Mario Kart Wii Custom Track of the Wario Shipyard here, and it plays kind of similar to Mario Kart 7, but I could see people saying that the Mario Kart 7 version is the better version because you're driving under the water instead of on top of the water. And yeah, I think I would agree with them on that. Because I think driving under the water really made this track stand out a lot more. But, you know, I can respect what they did for this game here with the whole driving on top of water. It's not bad, but, you know, probably not as great as the original. Definitely not. Anyways, though, enough rambling about that. Baby Blooper got, well, it had triple mushrooms and no longer has any mushrooms any longer. Up in 11th place right now. Pipe Frame getting a gold mushroom. Okay. It's not too bad. So, yeah. I have used the Pipe Frame multiple times in this game. Doesn't really control, well, granted, the physics in this game are much different compared to Mario Kart 8 and 8 Deluxe, so I shouldn't really say that the Pipe Frame controls differently in this game, because everything is going to control differently in this game. This game's not Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, and never will be. And honestly, I'm fine with that. I like this game a whole lot more than 8 Deluxe. Even though the online for this game might maybe ruined, thanks Nintendo for that. But, you know, I still like this game a whole lot more, because really, I don't really care that much about online. Not this, that's not me saying I'm not good, you know. I mean, I'm not. Definitely won't be good at online in this game, that's for sure. Like, I could never play this game on a competitive level. If I want to play a competitive Mario Kart on a competitive level, my best options are either Wii or 8 Deluxe. Those are the two games I'm the best at. And even then, I'm still not that great. I still wouldn't consider myself the best. Well, definitely not, by any means. But, yeah. Well, anyways, though, I think the Pipe Frame might be overtaking the Baby Blooper here. Oh, nope. Baby Blooper hit that revolving mushroom from the Pipe Frame, so that really didn't make a difference. But both of them end up with 5 points. So yeah, this race was once again another useless race. So yeah, 3 more races to go though. with a few intermission tracks on the way. I've come to realize my water is not on my desk, it is on the other desk in this office where I do my PC gaming. And that my parents actually use. It's the same PC. Because I can't really do much PC gaming here. Alright, what music are we getting? Okay, this is hard to tell. I can't tell. I'm trying to stay quiet, but the music is just not that loud. Yeah, I have no idea what music this is. Yeah, okay, I have no idea. But if you guys can hear this song that's playing right now, let me know down in the comments what music this is. I tried to stay as quiet as possible here so you guys would actually be able to hear it. I just can't, I don't know what this song is. I can't for the life of me understand it. I could look in the whole OST and find it, but that's gonna take a long time to do. Well, anyways though, oh gosh. Pipe frame hitting bitty buggies, the para-bitty bugs. The baby blooper also hit something else. I think it was probably a car, most likely. Yeah, I'm not quite sure about that, actually. Pipe frame having double mushrooms. Now it's just a single mushroom. Boomerang for the baby blooper. And gold mushroom for the pipe frame. Alright. Baby blooper grabbing a dash food. Okay, what kind of the costume will we be transforming into? We are transforming into just normal Waluigi. You know, you can't go wrong with a little bit of simplicity here. It's normal Waluigi. Are we? Whoa. Whoa. Whoa, we're driving DK Pass backwards? I didn't know you could drive this track backwards. Okay, that's kind of interesting. Alright, I like this. Alright. No complaints here. Triple mushrooms for the baby blooper, and a star and a gold mushroom for the pipe frame. Baby blooper, better watch out there. Okay, well, almost got hit, but just narrowly avoided the pipe frame hitting it. I mean, yeah. Granted, let's be real here. This tournament won't really determine which vehicle will be the meta vehicle in this game, because we're always changing the characters. So, yeah, these tournaments are just for fun. Triple green shells for the pipe frame. Boomerang for the baby blooper. Okay. 4th place for the pipe frame. That's pretty good. 8th place for the baby blooper. That's also really good. It's going to be a little bit of a point difference here. Probably a 2-point difference. Yep. 2-point difference going to the pipe frame. But hey, 2 points doesn't really mean a whole lot. With there being 2 more races to go. So yeah. Anyways, on to another intermission track. Alright, it's now time to drive from DK Pass to Dandelion Depths. What music are we getting this time? I couldn't figure out the last one, so hopefully I can figure out this one. This is our DK Summit. Easy. Easy. Right? Yeah, it's DK Summit. Kind of fitting, you know, we're in DK Pass right now, so kind of fitting we have some DK Summit music playing. Alright, pipe frame getting triple bananas and a bomb. Baby blooper's probably going to be hitting all these bananas here. Because most of the time, the contestants take the same lines here. Most of the time. Not all the time, but most of the time. Okay, a bomb and a gold... Well, the pipe frame just used the bomb, so now it's got a gold mushroom. Baby Blooper got triple mushrooms. Okay. Not too bad. So, dash food there. Okay, interesting. And, Pipe Frame has a, Pianta now. Holy moly. Okay, so now the question is, what kind of dash food will this transform the Waluigi into? Let us find out. And it's just normal Waluigi once again. Alright. Pipe Frame having double bananas right now. Baby Blooper having a gold mushroom. Which Baby Blooper really needs to catch up here, because Pipe Frame is doing really good right now. It's putting the meta vehicle to shame. I ain't gonna lie. Okay. Pipe Frame had a red shell and it just used it. Baby Blooper has a gold mushroom. It's gonna be catching up a little bit here to the Pipe Frame. Although it's gonna need a lot more than just a gold mushroom to catch up here. Pipe Frame pulling Super Horn, okay. And a star for the Baby Blooper. Okay, this could really be good for the Baby Blooper here, but it's gonna have to start using that star soon, otherwise it's gonna be in some real trouble. There we go. Now it just started using it. If it could get a shock dodge, then that could really help it out a lot, but nope, that's not gonna be happening. Unfortunately not. Alright, Pipe Frame just used its Super Horn. And I think it's going to be getting some extra points over to Baby Blooper once again here. But we still got one more race to go after this, so it's not over yet. Now this is going to be like a 2 or 3 point difference once again. Let's see. And it is going to be another 2 point difference here, so it's a 4 point lead going into the Pipe Frame right now. But with Rainbow Road left to go, anything is possible. Time to end it off on a good note here. Granted, this isn't the second round we're doing. This is only the first, so it's a good way to end halfway through the video, I guess. I don't know. Alright, final race. What better way to end off a GP than Rainbow Road, of course. Makes me wonder if they're gonna actually add any more Rainbow Roads to this game for DLC. Again, like I've said in other videos, I hope GBA Rainbow Road gets a chance to come back, because that Rainbow Road would be absolutely perfect for Mario Kart World's physics engines, for the rail riding and whatnot. You can ride the rail the whole track, like for real. Granted, I don't know if they would put rails along, like, the entire track. Probably for, like, bits and pieces, but I don't think the whole track would get it. Who knows, though. Alright, both contestants pulling triple mushrooms right now. So that's not really going to change much, I'd say. Alright. Baby Blooper trying to overtake the Pipe Frame here, and that it does. It's going to need to pull off a lot of points here. It's going to need to pull off a 4 point difference here in order to move on to a knockout tiebreaker race. Hopefully that will happen. Right? Oh, man. Baby Blooper just had a bullet bill. Pipe Frame had a gold mushroom. If the Baby Blooper was able to use that bullet bill and get a shock dodge, it was going to be looking in a very nice situation. And unfortunately, that is not going to be the case. Really hate to see it. Alright. Pipe Frame overtakes the Baby Blooper now. Both of them moving on to the crystal water section. Which, that's the best way to describe it, honestly. There's crystals and there's water. What better way to describe it? Honestly. You know, I gotta say, if this Rainbow Road was just like a little bit harder, because I'm be real, in terms of difficulty, this Rainbow Road is not that hard at all. Like, yeah, if it was just a little bit harder, honestly, this would probably be the best Rainbow Road ever made. But it's just a little bit too easy, I'd say. Alright, Pipe Frame pulling a mushroom, Baby Blooper pulling a super horn. Yeah, Baby Blooper's not doing too good so far, I ain't gonna lie. I'm getting a little disappointed with the Baby Blooper here. Maybe this video will prove that the Baby Blooper's not the meta after all. Granted, that's, again, like I said, not the case. But this tournament, the results of this tournament does not depict the meta for this game. Just being real here. Alright, pipe frame pulling a bomb and a green shell. And we got triple mushrooms and a red shell for the Baby Blooper. Okay. Not too bad. Not too bad at all here. Alright, well, it's gonna have to use these mushrooms and that red shell soon. Yeah, it's really not doing too well right now. I ain't gonna lie. Alright, well, pipe frame hit that thwomp there. Triple reds for the Baby Blooper, and triple reds for the pipe frame as well, actually. Alright. Pretty interesting. Alright, well, Baby Blooper's right behind the pipe frame. Well, it was right behind, at least. Alright, has a super horn right now. Alright, both them on the final section of this Rainbow Road. Okay. And I should probably hit the A button right now, just so it doesn't go dark. So the screen doesn't go dark. Alright, green shell for the pipe frame. Triple bananas for the Baby Blooper. Man, it's not looking good for the Baby Blooper at all. I gotta say, I am very disappointed with these results. Not gonna lie, but, you know. I have no influence over who wins these tournaments here. So, yeah. Really, it's just that based on the item luck most of the time. Alright, pipe frame pulling a bomb. Baby Blooper pulling a boomerang. Alright. Okay. Yeah. It's not really much to comment on this Rainbow Road either. With just how long it is. It's crazy, man. Alright. Pipe frame pulling a super horn. Triple mushrooms for the Baby Blooper. Probably not going to be enough, though. Probably not. Considering pipe frame's already at the end here. Yeah. Once it gets hit... Oh. Both of them getting hit by the shock. Pipe frame ending off in first place because Rosalina got hit by a blue shell there. That is making the pipe frame moving on. The Baby Blooper is eliminated. Baby Blooper no longer the meta vehicle. Hate to see it. You hate to see it. Granted, if we were using a different character, things might have ended up differently here. But, you know, this is just the way the cookie crumbles sometimes. So, yeah. Good job to the pipe frame for knocking down the meta vehicle here. But, still got ways to go. Maybe the pipe frame is the true meta vehicle. Maybe. Only time will tell, though. Alright, for round 28 of the tournament here, we have the Ribbit Revster versus the Dread Sled here. And we got Pianta as our character for this round. Looking at the stats, they are honestly almost dead even here. The acceleration and handling is just a little bit off from each other, but honestly, it's kind of hard to tell, not gonna lie. So yeah, this is gonna be a very close race, I'd say. But for this GP here, we have Faraway Oasis, Great Question Block Ruins, Moo Moo Meadows, and Wario Stadium. Alright, starting things off on Faraway Oasis. I have good memories about this track, trying to unlock a conch door here. Oh my lord. I don't get why they made unlocking like half the characters in this game through a freaking item. An item that is very hard to get nonetheless. Just saying here. Honestly, not one of Nintendo's best ideas. Definitely not. But it is what it is. Anyways, both of these contestants starting in the back here. Starting in the back, maybe working their way to the front here. Alright. Both of them pulling triple mushrooms. Not too bad. Alright. Okay, well, Dread Sled has one more mushroom left compared to the Revster here. Oh, wow. I think the Dread Sled managed to bounce over the Revster, but it missed off on an item in the process. The shock has happened. Both of them managed to avoid it because they were far enough back to whoever used the shock was not able to affect them. Gold mushroom usage for the Ribbit Revster there. Alright, gold mushroom and triple mushrooms here. Gold mushroom for the Ribbit Revster, triple mushrooms for the Dread Sled. Both are pretty good items, although I think a gold mushroom is definitely superior. Alright, triple mushrooms for the Ribbit Revster. Gold mushroom for the Dread Sled. Yeah, this is going to be a really close race here, I think. Very close. Alright, what else we pulling here? Super Horn for the Dread Sled. And a Boomerang for the Ribbit Revster. Okay. Is the Ribbit Revster going to be able to hit the Dread Sled with that Boomerang? Yes, they are. And they're hitting a few other opponents as well. Alright. Okay, here. Ribbit Revster in 9th, Dread Sled in 10th. Yeah, they're both close to each other, so really could end either way. Definitely could. Both of them pulling an item. Ribbit Revster pulling triple greens. Dread Sled pulling a Super Horn. Ribbit Revster going up on the railing, but gets knocked off by an item. Both of them getting shocked right now. Dread Sled managed to grow big a little bit before the Ribbit Revster here. Both of them pulling an item. Ribbit Revster pulling a gold mushroom. Ooh, Dread Sled pulling triple reds. Which one of these two are going to come out on top is the question. Okay. Ooh, what a finish there. But the Dread Sled just barely outmaneuvers the Ribbit Revster here. The triple reds really helped out the Dread Sled a lot there, but it ended up in a tie in points, so this race didn't matter, just like the first race did in the first GP here. So yeah, 3 more races to go to determine this victor. Alright, now we are going to be driving from Faraway Oasis to Great Question Block Ruins. We got Mushroom Bridge playing, or Mushroom City, whichever you guys prefer to call it. That's pretty nice. Not really the most fitting music for this type of intermission here. There's an alligator off to the right. I never knew there was an alligator there. That's awesome. Alright, triple mushrooms for the Dread Sled right now, cruising off in the off-road. Not really going to be helping it that much. You know, I don't think we've had a GP where every single race ended up in a tie for points. Maybe this will be the first GP to do it. I have my doubts that would actually happen, but there is a possibility, you know? Possibilities are always endless here in these tournaments. Alright, both of them pulling gold mushrooms now, but Dread Sled's going through its triple mushrooms first, and both of them get shocked in the off-road, which you really hate to see that. It's quite unfortunate, but, you know, that's just the way the cookie crumbles most of the time. Both of them pulling the double item box. Triple reds and a gold mushroom for the Dread Sled, and triple mushrooms and a gold shell for the Ribbit Revster. Interesting pulls here, very interesting pulls. Alright. Okay, well, using the golden mushroom here in this section won't really help it that much, just saying. Alright, when's the Ribbit Revster using that coin shell? And then just now, just as I ask when, it just uses it. Ribbit Refster not Ribbit Refster, Dread Sled using that super horn. Alright. Oh gosh. Oh gosh. Okay. Let's see what else we got here. Triple greens and a super horn. And a super horn and a star. The Dread Sled manages to fall off, which is very unfortunate, but it was just a bad pounce. Oh, Ribbit Refster is also falling off the track. Makes both of them real close to each other now. Feels like this track, the contestants always seem to fall off on, so can't say I'm surprised here. Dread Sled using the super horn manages to hit the Ribbit Refster for getting a little bit too close there. Okay. Alright, I don't think it's going to be ending off in a tie for points here. It's probably going to be a 1-point difference, most likely. I doubt it would be a 2-point difference. It's probably just going to be a 1-point difference. Yep, 1-point difference going to the Dread Sled, but 1-point difference does not mean much. 2 more races to go. Ribbit Refster can easily catch up here. Alright, third race will be on Moo Moo Meadows, the classic. I'm not gonna go on my rant onto why this track shouldn't have been brought back. I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna do it. I've already said that too many times in these Mario Kart World videos, so I think it's time to give it a break now. Dread Sled pulling a coin block here. Will any of them be hitting the cows? The cows are being very jumpy today. Both of them pulling a double item box. Dread Sled pulling a triple mushrooms and a coin block. Ribbit Refster pulling a star and triple mushrooms. Okay. Pretty interesting pulls here. Knocking over the hay bales. Gotta love it. Okay. What else we got for items? Oh, another star for the Ribbit Refster. And the Dread Sled pulled the shock. Fortunately, the Ribbit Refster was not able to get that star out in time to get that shock dodge. That shock dodge would have been very, very helpful to secure some points, but unfortunately that is just not the case. Both of them pulling gold mushrooms right now. There's a lot of coins getting spewed everywhere on the racetrack. Those coin shells, man, they drop off a lot of coins. Like, it is so much easier to collect coins in this game compared to 8 Deluxe. I'm guessing that's why they moved the coin counter to 20. Just how it was in Super Mario Kart. And I think Mario Kart Super Circuit was the same with a 20 coin count. I think it was 20 in Super Circuit. I could be wrong. It could just be 10, but I'm pretty sure it was 20. I don't know. Not quite sure on that. Alright, Ribbit Refster got a small lead over the Dread Sled right now. Ooh, a Kamek item for the Ribbit Refster. And a coin block for the Dread Sled. Alright, both of them hitting the cow. Really unfortunate. Hate to see it. Really hate to see it. Alright, triple mushrooms, a gold mushroom for the Ribbit Refster, a blue shell and triple mushrooms for the Dread Sled here. Both of them knocking over bales and hitting cows. What else is new on Moo Moo Meadows? Am I right? Really like that they added more elevation to this track, I'm not gonna lie. Definitely has a unique touch here. Dread Sled using that boomerang, but not able to hit the Ribbit Refster at the end. Is this going to be a 1-point difference, or is it going to be a tie? Probably a 1-point difference. Yep, 1-point difference. Going to the Ribbit Refster, causing another tie in the points here. The last race really determines whether we're going to get a winner here, or if we're moving on to a tiebreaker. You would think we would be able to get an intermission track to Wario Stadium, but nope. Nope. It's too far away, apparently. But yeah, ending things off at Wario Stadium. It's not a bad way to end. One of my favorite tracks in this game. Like, I never really liked Wario Stadium that much, but this I love. I absolutely love it. Can't go wrong with this at all. Triple mushrooms for the Ribbit Refs are here. Dread Sled did not get an item, I don't think. Ribbit Refs are pulling another item here. Pulling a coin shell, or gold shell, whatever you like to call it. I can't seem to determine what I like more. Ribbit Refs manages to bounce off the Dread Sled there. So yeah, I wonder how close together they'll end off. Alright, coin box for the Dread Sled, a star for the Ribbit Refster. Alright. Yeah, if we end things off with another tie, doing another knockout tiebreaker, be pretty nice. I do like doing the knockout tiebreakers, not gonna lie. They are pretty fun to do. Star for the Ribbit Refster, a bullet bill for the Dread Sled. Both of them pulling an item. Triple reds and triple mushrooms. Okay, these are some interesting items to say the least. Very interesting items here. Alright. Ribbit Refster's starting to chalk the reds now. Alright. Dread Sled pulling a super horn. Ribbit Refster pulling a gold mushroom. Okay, not too bad. Not too bad at all. Alright. Okay. Alright. Dread Sled pulling a box. Ribbit Refster pulling a box as well. Triple greens and a boomerang. Okay. Will Ribbit Refster be able to hit the Dread Sled? That's possible. Nope. Doesn't look like it's going to be getting hit. They are both really close together here. Things could end off in a tie. It's possible. It is definitely possible. Both of them pulling triple mushrooms right now. Oh, Ribbit Refster getting hit by a shell, it looks like. And the Dread Sled getting hit by a Goomba there. Someone must have used a Kamek item. Triple reds for the Dread Sled. Super horn for the Ribbit Refster. Ooh, I think the Dread Sled's going to be getting some extra points here. Looks like we're not going to be moving on to a knockout tiebreaker race. How unfortunate, but you know, does keep this video from going longer than it needs to. So yeah, Dread Sled will be moving on to the next bracket of the tournament here. But this was definitely one of the more closer races that we've had. Definitely. Ending up in a tie going into the final race doesn't happen often. Definitely doesn't happen often at all. So yeah. Anyways, though, hope you all have enjoyed these rounds of the Mario Kart World Vehicle Tournaments. If you did, be sure to like and subscribe. Tune in next time where we will tackle rounds 29 and 30 of the tournament. See you all then.